this video we'll get start creating the login JS, that is a login component. So before creating the components, we will like to use a library called Bootstrap. So with the help of Bootstrap library, we can create responsive designs and also a few components we can import from Bootstrap. So there are two ways to install Bootstrap. One is using that npm i bootstrap, or we can also use CDN. So for the time being, I'm going to use CDN. So CDN is nothing but you can just have that link in your application. So Bootstrap CDN. So if you go into this website and scroll down, so this is the first step. You can use this npm i bootstrap that will install all the Bootstrap related files to your application. But here I want to use link. So you can, it's your wish, you can go either by installing using package manager or using this link. So when I copy this link, I need to paste in public, because if I paste it in login.js, it will only be useful to login component, but it will not be useful to register dashboard or other pages. Again, I need to import them manually. So instead of that, we can just one time we can paste it here and all the pages will be imported from here. So this is the link, and the Bootstrap has been successfully imported through this link. So how do we check that? So in Bootstrap we have few classes. So we'll check with that classes. So class name, I want to have this bg primary. So bg primary is a class name in Bootstrap. It will give us a background of primary color in Bootstrap. Primary color in Bootstrap is blue color. So let's see. So successfully it's compiled. Go to our browser. We can close this Bootstrap window. So let's just go to the login page. Yeah, you can see, right, bg primary has given the background color of blue. So that means Bootstrap has been successfully imported using the CDN link. And if we check the completed website, so we'll remove all the other websites here. So if you check the deployed complete website, we are having a background of certain color. We are having this image, we are having this card. So we are going to demonstrate exact the same thing in our developing application also. So as we have done text testing Bootstrap, we can remove that class name. Here we'll remove this h1 tag. We'll have a div inside this. So inside this div, we are going to have different kind of elements. So if you see in our website, we have first a text here, I captain welcome back, right? So we are going to have the similar text. So we'll use h1 or h2. So h2 would be fine, and inside this we'll have this text I captain, and this div will have a class name of row. So that will give us a responsive kind of thing in Bootstrap. So row, and we are going to have certain kind of bg color. So bg color is not a class from Bootstrap, it is our manually created class. So we are going to have it in our app.css. So app.css, we are going to remove all this, because we have removed all the boilerplate code at the start itself, right? So as we are not using any of this classes, we can remove it. So the class I have mentioned is bg color. This is a custom class which we are using in our login.js, because we want this kind of background color. If you check here, we have this text but we don't have any background color. So we'll be having that background color in the css file. So go to the app.css file, and inside this we are going to have background color property. So this background color we are going to have dark blue. So if I save and go to the website, you can see background color has been applied, but it's only applied to the H1 or H2. It's not applied to only H1 or H2. It's actually applied to the content. When you have the content increased, like if you have another few text, then the background color will be changed and increased. So instead of that, we are going to have another property also, that is height property. It should appear to everything. So height we can give as 100 VH, so vertical height. So if I check that website, reload, so you can see the background color has been successfully applied, but we want to change the text color. So you can change the text color using Bootstrap or CSS. We are going, as we are using Bootstrap, we are going to change using Bootstrap class. So I'll give as text white. So now it will change to white color. So yeah, it has changed to white color, but we are having this horizontal bar, right? So to avoid that, we are going to have another Bootstrap property mentioned. So what I'll do is I'll give a body HTML or body. So all the bodies should not be scrolled horizontally. So that's why I'll give as a max width as 100% and overflow. Overflow is a property which will enable or disable the scrolling property. So overflow X, that means horizontally it should not scroll. So I'll have this hidden. So that means horizontally we won't be having any scrolling thing. So you can see we don't have any kind of horizontal scrolling. So again, we are going to have few margin paddings, all those according to what we have created finally here. So firstly, we need to have a text center and as well as few margin or padding from top. So let's just go into our login JS component, and here we have another class called, okay, my battery is running low. Okay, let's just continue. Text center. So if you check, this will be text center. So far we've done this. So this is the completed deployed version. Here we are going to import this image and card, all those. So first of all, we are going to set some margin paddings, all of that. Let's get back to our VS Code. First of all, we'll have some padding from top and bottom, and class for that is py, that is padding, and y is nothing but y margin, that is top and bottom, and 4 is the margin range. So let's just check. It's still not appeared, so yeah, the code is still compiling. So once the compiling is done, it will reflect in our website. So meanwhile, we'll just copy that image which we have seen in the deployed version here. So we are going to take this exact picture. If you want, I'll provide in the resources, or you can use whatever you want to paste here. So let's get back, and this is the image SVG I'm having. So I'll just copy and paste it in our, I'll make another folder here. So in this folder, I'll have like assets. So all assets related to my project will be here. So inside this assets, I'll paste. And this is the file. It's in this folder. So I'm directly going to paste inside my folder, inside this MERN client source and assets. So here I'll be pasting my online SPG, and now we need to import that file. So import login pic from, you can name anything you want, but I'm using login pick from. We need to go back one step, that is in assets. Inside this we have online dot svg. So this has been imported successfully. Now we need to use this in our login.js component. So once the compilation is done, we'll see whether the change is reflected margin. Yeah, you can see right now the both are having the same margin from top and bottom. So now we'll first get started with adding this image, and after that this card. This is the bootstrap card. You feel free to customize this and do in your own way. Here let's have another div. So inside this we'll be having like these two components of first part is of picture and second part is of card. So here I'll make this div as call of a class call md6, because in bootstrap we'll be having 12 columns, and the first 6 columns I want to occupy this image, and the next 6 columns will be occupied by my bootstrap card. Inside this I need to have my image here, so image tag, and source is the one which we have already imported, that is login pic. So login pic is the image. So let's see whether it is working. Okay, this is working, but we need to resize this accordingly, right? So we are going to do that now. So let's start giving width and height. So let's start giving width of 450 pixels, and even height of 450 pixels. So let's see whether, okay, now the both are of same, right? So let's start with another component, that is our bootstrap card. So now the bootstrap card should be of outside this div, because 6 columns will occupy this picture, and another 6 columns should be occupied by my card. It can be 6 or any number of columns. So I'll go with the card component. So here the class name, I'll go with md4, because I don't want to occupy it's completely 6 columns. And I'm gonna give a padding of 5 with a margin of 3. And inside this I'll have another div. So that div will have a card with a padding of 3 and bg white. So I need to have a white background here. So inside this I'll have one h2 class which will tell me that it's a login page. So let's check. Okay, we got a starting kind, and this login should be on left, and we need few text elements and the submit button. Okay, we are making a good progress, so we'll continue the same. Now we need to have this form tag, and inside this form tag we don't need this action button, because we are going to handle in this page itself with a submit button. So on submit, so inside this we can give our function name, so we can give as login submit, and for the time being let's just create a empty function down here. So const login submit equal to, and this arrow function will be having here